Focus on love. Love what's in focus. Aim for above because the ceiling's bogus. Focus on love. Love what's in focus. Aim for above because the ceiling is bogus. Focus on love. Love what's in focus. Aim for above because the ceiling. All right, we are live. Just kidding. It's only recording. All right, welcome to Famous Rapper Convos. This is the show where we help rappers create meaningful connections online. I'm your host, David Prorock, and today we're meeting Mother Marygold, aka Mary. So Mary, in about 3 minutes, touching on like how you first got introduced to music, maybe as a child, and some of the milestones and paths you took along the way to get to where you are today. Could you tell me in about 3 minutes the full story of you as an artist?
Yes, I'm watching the clock.
Let's go. It's 5:05. Ready, go.
All right. So I believe music has always been with me. I remember when I was a little kid in my kindergarten graduation, they asked me what I wanted to be, and I said, I want to say I said a star.
Nice.
But I got up and I sung this Mary J. Blige song, and I really wish like my mom could find this tape, because I'm sure it's epic. But I think that was like the first time. I've always just kind of loved listening to music, the Temptations, all kinds of old school things. And I think life just happened and I forgot who I wanted to be as a young kid. And I spiraled through life just like everyone else. And I ended up going to college after I graduated high school. Initially, I was going to be a geologist, but I realized that wasn't for me because I flunked out of all my classes. I met this guy who was in a band, and I realized, okay, I might want to make music. So I ended up dropping out of school, went back home to New Orleans, or Louisiana. I'm from Gretna, Louisiana, but I was going to school in North Carolina. So went back home, started going to school again, met this guy who allowed me to record in his grandma's closet, quickly realized, okay, music's a thing, dropped out of school again, started taking music serious. Well, not really serious. I kind of still thought it was a hobby. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know you could really become anything from just making music. I don't know. But I ended up meeting Currency and making music under his label. Ended up meeting Drake. Drake liked a lot of he liked at that time my song, my single that was out, Prayer. He would like, I guess, quote it on Twitter, and we ended up meeting. I was in one of his music videos, and yeah, that pretty much jump-started my music career. It was really short, but I did meet a lot of people and made a lot of amazing music. Now, most recently, I've been working with IDK and a band in London called Husky Loops, and just kind of taking it step by step and making music whenever my soul calls for it. Was that 3 minutes?
Yeah, that was 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
Okay. And I
just kidding. I wasn't timing it, but it was perfect. The length was great.
I was like, I hope I'm not rambling. But yeah, pretty much nutshell. Yeah.
So in kindergarten, you wanted to be a star.
I wanted to be a star.
You went to college. You thought you should study rocks.
Yeah, my dad is a geologist, so he's like, oh, go be a geologist. I didn't know.
Why didn't you study stars? You could have studied stars.
I didn't even know that existed. See, like, I come from like one of the worst educational systems in America. And like, in my opinion, you could only be a few things: a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer,
geologist,
or a geologist. Yeah. I really felt limited into, my options. At first, I kind of just didn't know what I wanted. I wanted to study like a trade, but my parents weren't having that. They wanted me to go to college because You know, it was a privilege for them to go to college. So they pretty much forced me to go to college. And since I didn't know what I wanted to do, geologist was the default. My brother went through the same thing. His was default and he realized he didn't want to be a geologist. But we learn those things and we figure out who we are on the way. I am glad that that happened because I met the group of people that I needed to understand what it is that I was supposed to be doing at that time. So I'm really thankful for that detour. It taught me a lot.
So if you could give me 3 fun facts about rocks, go.
Oh, 3 fun facts. Rocks are very spiritual. They're mood changing. Women put them in their vaginas to balance their pH levels in their bodies.
That was a fun one. You gave me
Ah,
3, but I mean, if you want to wrap it up.
cool. But yeah, the last one is my favorite, that we can definitely insert rocks in our vaginas. Yeah.
You could also put a rock in your mouth.
Yeah, but it's not as fun. Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know. Like, what is it doing in there? What is it
Cool.
doing?
So you went to college 2 times. You dropped out both times. You met Drake. Like, what year was that?
I want to say 2013.
Nice. And then
Yeah,
you dropped an EP in 2020.
I did. MM1 with my now husband.
What do you
At
with him?
at first, I want to say when we started MM1, we were just dating. When I got to college the second time, I met my husband and his cousin. And at first I thought I was just going to quit music. Like, I just wanted to focus on myself and kind of just be low key and get focused and conform to the American lifestyle, go to college, get a job. I don't know what else you do after that. That was the plan. But I met my husband and his cousin, and we started jamming out in his dorm room. And we made, I want to say between 2015 and 2020, we made about 5 albums.
Oh shit.
And out of that time, MM1 was the only one that came out. And that happened in 2020.
And was that the last one?
I think so.
So was it kind of like 4 practice albums and then MM1 dropped? Or like why that one?
MM1 was the most complete concept that we had crafted over the years. We are about to release our first project, which is like a complete prototype of everything else. Is very minimum. It was recorded on our iPhone voice memo app, and everything is freestyled. We were supposed to release it this weekend, but I think we are going to release it next weekend. I think MM1 was the most well crafted. It was seasoned, and since it was at the end of the process, it kind of sound in our mind the best. So we released it. I got cold feet. I wasn't going to. I kind of got scared. I don't know why, but we ended up doing it, and I was very happy that I ended up letting it go.
Yeah. I'm happy you let it go too.
Oh, thank you.
I loved listening to it. I listened to it today walking around the lake.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful project. I think it's one of the best projects I've ever done in my life.
And then you said you have another project dropping this weekend. Well, it's Sunday night, so maybe next weekend.
What, Easter weekend? So maybe the 3rd.
And then what is this project?
It's called Felt Right. It's guitar based. It's filled with feeling, like literally the rawest feeling, the rawest project that I've been able to really express myself, especially during my transition between 2013, when I came out with my first like debut project, up until 2015, I I was going through a lot mentally, just transitioning into a better person or just understanding my flaws and reflecting, a lot of self-reflection. I believe during Felt Right, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and before I entered back into school, I was going through a really deep depression. So Felt Right was about the time that I was healing myself. Because if anyone asks me to this day, I'll tell them that I pretty much cured my own depression. And yeah, that project is all of that. Me going through all of that, me being sober. Like I was sobering up and finally doing music without without depending on the substance. A lot of raw feeling and energy and reflection, a really good look into who I really am as a person. Because I believe before then I was making music that didn't reflect who I truly was. So Felt Right is a deep dive into like my soul.
So who are you truly?
I'm a good person. Even after everything or after all the bad experiences that I've internalized, I realized that I'm at the core a good person. I'm motherly. I'm mothering. I'm nurturing. I care. I'm still figuring out the small details of like my identity without having to compare, or still trying to understand my own path, my own process, my own timing. But I think at the root of it, who I am is someone that isn't necessarily welcomed in today's generation just because it isn't always picture worthy. It isn't always something that is all dressed up and glamorified. Sometimes it's rugged, sometimes it's not cute, sometimes it's ugly, and sometimes it's not what people want to hear or see, but it's okay. And I'm recognizing that that's okay.
Wow. So just, accepting who you truly are, which
Yeah,
has different sides, different
yeah,
faces. Not always, you don't always have to be presenting yourself outwardly to the world.
absolutely. I don't have to. And I think for a long time, I struggled with the idea of branding, that I had to be one thing all the time. But that's not real. That's not me. That's a fantasy. And for me to truly be happy, like, and I feel like there's consequences with this. Like, and I could be wrong. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe that just because this is how it may seem doesn't mean that this is the limitation God has put on me. So it's just like, I feel like the consequence is that I can only go but so far within this industry as who I am right now, being unapologetically myself and not always wanting to show the best face or the correct face or, be pretty or whatever that is. Like, there might be consequences to how far I can take it, or my reach, what I'm allowed, how far I'm allowed to go. But I think that in order for me to maintain my happiness and still have a loving relationship with music, I have to do it on my own terms. And I think sometimes, especially when I was younger making music, I didn't understand that I had an option. It's like, okay, this is how this is how it's been done. I need to be shocking. I need to just be the loudest I can be. It causes for you to act in ways that aren't aligned with who you truly are. And I think now I'm just like, okay, I'm only willing to do certain things. And I do find myself overthinking sometimes and, making decisions out of fear and out of my past like traumatic experiences. But those are moments where I do depend on the good people that I've manifested in my life as of right now. I depend on their opinions. Like, hey, am I tripping? Like, and I'm very blessed to have built a surrounding of good people within the industry and within my personal life that I feel that I can have those conversations with and kind of be like, okay, well, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do this, even though I'm fearful, even though I recognize that it's out of fear, stepping out of my comfort zone again to, I believe, give good music. Because sometimes it scares me. Like, Get Down, I did not want to release it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And I feel like I just released Get Down on IDK put it on his Radio Clue playlist when he did his first radio show on Apple Music. And we had a conversation prior of me releasing Get Down, and I was all for it. But then fear started to get in, and I'm just like, well, is this who I really want to be? Is this who I want to represent? Is this? And I think sometimes it's me getting caught up in the idea that I'm doing the same thing that I've done before over again. But I also have to trust myself and know you're a different person. Like, you've grown. You have to trust yourself and understand that you have graduated from that cycle. And I think sometimes that I have to recognize that as well, just that, yes, we are who we are sometimes, but the moments that we graduate out of cycles, we can't always, like, it just mentally, like, you have to mentally graduate too. And I don't know, like, I think now I'm working on just understanding that I don't have to internalize every bad thing I've been through.
Yeah.
Because that will keep me in those cycles. And I've done so much work to get out of them. So yeah, and I feel like I'm being so vague.
No, that makes sense. You weren't being vague.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying, there's like I mean, personally, I loved Get Down. That was a great song. That was like maybe the favorite one that I heard of yours. But like there's no moment or no experience that like can define who you are.
Yeah.
You are all of those things, and at the same time, you're none of them.
Right.
You're like every song you've put out, but you're also every song that you love that somebody else put out. So
Yeah.
by putting out music, you're just contributing to this like larger body of work that people can go to when they need it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm so connected to my work. It's like, as of now, I embody it. Before, I don't think I knew what I was doing. Like, I was just saying whatever I wanted. Just I wasn't as connected, but now it's like, this is my soul. Like, so does it align with my soul? And if it doesn't, I'm just like, okay, it might be a great song, but I don't care about it. I I guess for artists, it's like moments or phases. Like, I have a phase. Like, once I don't connect with it anymore, I just don't connect with it anymore. And it's done. I'm done. Like, this isn't it for me. Like, my old music, there have been times where I'm just disgusted when it comes on.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, why are you playing this? Please turn it off. But it's so crazy because so many people love my old music. They love it. They still mention it to this day. And I'm just like, listen, it's cool you like it, but I don't. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just.
It's hard because it's a part of you, and you make the song and you release it, and then it's no longer, you can't control it really. Even if you don't like it, other people might love it. And I don't know. It's definitely a hard thing to just like.
Yeah, they're like my children. They're like my children. And what's wild is that there's definitely different types of artists. Like, I say that there's like the 9-to-5 artists who just who just looks at music as like a job. Like it's just a job. It's how they make money. It's really nothing else to that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's artists who are just like to me that's who they are. Like they cry to their music. I don't know. It's just that's how I feel because I've seen like other artists and their processes, and I'm just like, whoa, like it's just a completely different experience than how I initially would make my music or
Mhm.
you know, like I need to possibly be alone or I need to be in a room with certain energies. Like I need my space, I need my timing, you know, like I can't really be clocked because I don't know when it's coming or when it's not. I have to be inspired or nothing's coming out, you know? So it's but there's some artists who are just like, you know, I know it's trending, I know what's catchy right now, I know how to put this and this together, you know, like I know how to, you know, and it's a lot different. I honestly low key envy that a little bit because I wish I could just let things go, but I
Mhm.
can't. It's just different. I need a certain type of energy around me. I need it's just different. And I think I have such a love-hate relationship with music because I feel deep inside is my soul calling, but then I'm tired of the obstacles that I have to jump over when it's down to like paperwork and industry and the way people operate in politics. Like I operate in a family type environment. Like I feel like if we make music together, I want you to be my family. Like I want us to be friends. Like let's go eat dinner. like let's have a conversation. Like talk to me. Like I want to know you because that's
Mhm.
how I make my best music off of understanding like who I'm connecting to or even just having a way to connect. That's how I make my best music. And that's how I'm comfortable. But I just know that I think that the way I do things isn't necessarily popular and like how we operate as a society now.
Mhm. So
So
it sounds like you use your music as like a tool for personal transformation.
yeah, I do.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Also, I listen to my album and cry. I mean, I haven't in a while, but I have multiple times because
Yeah.
it sounds like you're kind of similar to me where like I make a song and it's like an energetic release and then it's like
Mhm.
and then yeah. And then you said
Yeah.
you like to freestyle in your songs?
I love to freestyle. Love it. It's like
How
how I get my best ideas out.
how did you first learn how to freestyle? When was your first time freestyling ever?
So I sucked at freestyling at first, like pure ass. But as like I started hanging around a bunch of dudes who all they did was get high and freestyle, and it helped me learn to like disregard what people thought about like anything. Like
Mhm.
when you're freestyling, you can't be focused on what anybody's thinking. And
True.
usually what's keeping you back from freestyling is you being in your head. And I would just get high and be around all these dudes freestyling and just say the most craziest shit. And it as I did it more and more, like it just got better. I just learned how to on spot let my emotions take over me and just speak for me. And that is the most like I don't know, it's like this I don't know. The feeling is just it's like nothing like it.
Like
Like
flow,
like
flow state.
yes. And for me, I'm a really deep person and I know like low key woke, but I'm really I'm really deep in my emotions. Like I feel a lot of shit. So like when I can just let out how I feel exactly, it's the most liberating feeling
Mm.
I've ever felt in my life. And sometimes I get so emotional afterwards that I go on these rants because I don't know what to do. I'm like, they didn't know what they just witnessed. Do they know? No. What I just said? Did they get that? like, like, and it just breaks me down because I'm like, this is the most vulnerable I can be.
Mm,
And I feel like I want that to be appreciated because there's nothing, it doesn't get like more deep personal than this. This is it. Like, and when I learned how to do that, it changed my life.
that's awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Hmm.
Is that what I can expect on that the project that's dropping soon with the
Absolutely.
guitar freestyles?
Absolutely.
What's it called?
It's called Felt Right.
Oh yeah, felt right. Nice.
Yeah, but we're gonna release a more um developed version soon. I don't want to say soon. I want to say give us 6 to 8 months. That is, I think, embodiment of everything up until this point that I've learned or I've gone through, my experiences. And I'm really excited for it because when we talk about vulnerability, I'm ready to be vulnerable again.
Do you write? Do you ever like write poetry in your notes in your phone?
I do.
Would you be down to pull one up randomly and read it to me?
Yeah, I will. Hold on. Let me see. Is it still going? Can you still
Yeah, it's
hear
still
me?
going. I can't see you, but that's okay.
Okay, let's see. Let's pull up my notes. Okay, so here's a poem. It is called Left My Feet at the Door. Okay. Made sure I left my feet at the door. Working 9 to 5, I had no time to carry around my own desires. So I left my feet at the door. Don't want to trade mud all over the floor. So I left my feet at the door. My man liked me better this way, bending, willing to play as character of the day. To comfort him, I left my feet at the door. Solid me, whole me is too intimidating. Timid around my curves, my mind, my ability. So I left my feet at the door for those who are scared of me.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
I'm excited for that new project. And a question I
Oh,
have
thank you.
is those 4 old albums, are those available anywhere?
No, they're not.
Are they deleted or are they locked up somewhere?
They are locked up on a hard drive.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe we'll drop some Lucy's. It's so good. Oh, so good. Like sometimes I when I'm driving, because I got like an hour commute back and forth to work, I like play one of those old songs and cannot believe we did that. Cannot. Um
And you're keeping it a
Also,
secret? Or are you
I don't
saving it? Are you
I'm
saving it
gonna
for something?
I feel like we have hopes that we gonna be able to make it better. But I feel like at this point we should just release how it is. I feel like there's so much beauty in work that's unfinished. I don't know. It's my thing now. But yeah, we also have a project we made in London that is incredible. I just can't wait for people to hear that. Like as well as we just have so much work. I can't even explain. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
All
It's
right,
so
so one of my favorite songs from your 2020 EP is Other Side. And I'm
mm,
wondering, what does Other Side mean to you?
it's such a
Like the
sleeper. That
phrase.
song's a sleeper.
Love
I
it.
I think the other side meant to me at that time like universe. The universe is like wants and needs or desires for us versus our own. As like sometimes we don't really even understand how powerful we are or even what we've been created for until we reach certain levels in life or milestones or we've had certain experiences. But I feel like that there's this energy that has known the whole time. And until we cross over, until we cross those thresholds, and that can still be while we're here on earth. We won't even know. We won't know. Like a lot of us are just out here blindly doing things, just trying to see what fits, what works, like I feel like up until this, I'll be 30 in June. My whole life has just been an experiment of me trying to understand my deepest desires or what am I actually doing, you know? And I feel like as I've connected to myself, as I've wanted or wanted better for, myself, I get closer and closer to finding that answer of why I'm here or what is it that really aligns with my soul and my spirit and my calling. And I still don't know to this day, but I feel like I'm getting closer to understanding that. And I think that's what Otherside is. It's like, like a simpler terms, like my mom, I'm sure before she birthed me, she had plans for me, you know? Like I'm sure all of our parents have plans for us. Even if they don't align with who we are, it's like they mean well, you know? And I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's what Otherside represents. It's just like, hey, you might not see it, but it means well, whatever it is. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like the other side is, you know, on the other side of having that answer of like, why am I here?
Yeah. And sometimes, like I know we relate that to life and death, but it doesn't always have to be. We can find the other side right here. Sometimes
Right
it's
now.
just perspective of how we think of changing our mentality or at least, challenging it. Hmm.
Cool. So this is a different question, but how do you think about chances?
How do I think about chances? I love Chances. Chances is one of my favorite songs on that project. And for one, it's so airy. For some reason, I have this dark tone in me that be wanting to come out, or this real eerie sound. I love to sound eerie. I love to scare a motherfucker. Like, I don't know. I love to be creepy on my songs. It reminds me of like the spirit of Nina Simone, like just very eerie, just very dark sometimes. But I don't know. I find light in that a lot. And I don't know if it's because of where I've come from or like, being raised in Louisiana. But Chances is literally my struggle in relationships, like just allowing like partners to take advantage of me. Um, I've struggled a lot with that. Like I've been raised in a very sheltered home. So like love is love to me. Like if you display any certain like when I was growing up, I felt like any display of love was love. Like I couldn't tell the difference. Like you think people are people. Like you're taught that good people, there's good people in the world. So for me, coming from a semi-loving home, love is love. You show me love, you love me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that being myself and being a woman, I've also had this very manipulative undertone in myself that I've not always have had the ability to recognize. So when I think about chances, I think about how I allowed love to take advantage of me, but how I've also taken advantage of love
Mm-hmm.
in a way that I'm very quick to blame. But also, I think at the end, I reflect on, myself, on my wrongs. Like, well, I know you were wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, but maybe I wronged you too. Maybe I did wrong before. Maybe this is my consequence.
Cool.
Hmm.
That makes sense. All right, Mary. Let's I'm going to change the direction of the conversation,
Yeah.
and I want you to say to like, I mean, my question is, if you look ahead like 12 months from now, of like March 2022, like where do
Hmm.
you see yourself and your music at that time, and like what are the next steps that you're taking to get there?
So number one, I think that artists are encouraged to have expectations, but I don't. And I don't have expectations because for me, making music is a privilege. And I don't know when I will actually be allowed that privilege. So it allows me to be more appreciative when those opportunities come and I had no expectations for them. I love to watch amazing rollouts and artists plan their, their crafts out. But for me, it's more sacred. It's a lot more sacred. And with that being said, it comes to me differently. And that's not to say that I don't have I'll never have plans for my music. But I think about my personality and I think about who I am and I think about how I've humbled myself over the time frame of my music career. And I just rather it be that way. It keeps me in a space where I'm humbled to work when artists call me up, or I'm humbled to be in a studio making music that aligns with my soul. I'm humbled. And the only person who knows what's going to happen in 12 months is above me. So when it comes to my personal life, in 12 months, I plan to be a healthier version of myself, to be in a different space mentally. I hope I continue to grow and understand what's important. I hope I'm still waking up and cherishing every day. Um, and in 12 months, I'll be a mother. So that's,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Then your name will
Um,
finally make sense.
yeah, I'm looking forward to those moments and that. And I hope that music does happen in between.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Hmm.
all music.
Yeah,
What better music is there than a child?
I know. I'm so excited. I feel like this is my calling. And I know that might sound like super like cliche or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is like my mission, my soul mission. Mm.
When's the baby due?
October 7th.
Nice. 7 months.
Yeah,
Nice. That's exciting.
so exciting.
You you got any plans for that, or you're just gonna freestyle it? I don't even know what that means.
Um, we're taking moment by moment.
That's good.
It's been freestyled up until this point.
Nice. Well, that's fun.
Yes, it's been a journey, but it's been an amazing one.
That's so exciting. I'm so
Yeah,
excited for you.
thank you so much.
All right, Mary. I'm going to bring us to a different segment of the interview where I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
And you can try to answer them in like 1 or 2 sentences.
Okay.
So if you imagine that you had a magic wand where you could recruit one person onto your team, describe that person that you would want to attract and why.
What kind of team you talking about?
I don't know, like, what do you use Teams for? I mean, usually it's like a music team to like move your music
Okay.
forward, but if it's something else, I don't know, maybe a nanny.
Now, if I could recruit anyone, use my magic wand,
And they would
I
just start
would
working for you, whatever you want.
I would recruit a very I know this might sound weird, but spontaneous, motivated spirit that like their main focus was to get things done. And they were like ready to go any moment. Like, Mary, you got any ideas? I'm like, yeah, I got an idea. Okay, let's go. That's the person I would like recruit.
Perfect.
Like they knew how to get what, like it doesn't matter like, hey, you need someone to work a camera? You need somebody to do this? What do you need? If I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna learn it and we're gonna get it done. That's
Nice.
who I would recruit to my team.
A very motivated, energetic personal assistant.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. That's perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, Mary, what are 3 things that you do almost every day?
Okay. Eat. I love to eat. It's my favorite. Eating is my favorite thing to do, and I do it every day.
Important.
Let's see. I wish I was a more routine person, but I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I want to say sleep. These are the most generic things, but I
Mm-hmm.
love to sleep too. And I dream every day. Like, and not in like a dream state, but I'm always thinking about ways to better my situation or like ideas. I do that every day. Like I'm jotting down ideas, I'm jotting down concepts, I'm just jotting down new ideas, um, working on ways to make or passive income, just like ideas. Yeah, I'm thinking about
Yeah,
ideas every day.
cool. Well, that's good. Have you ever gone a full day without eating?
Like solid food, yeah. I've done fast before. I don't know if that counts. Where I just like drunk liquid.
Like water?
Um
Or what kind of
yeah,
liquid?
like
Tomato
water.
juice?
Yeah, juices, not tomato juice. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever been a full day without eating, which I'm very, very, very blessed.
Cool. If you could teach everybody in the world one concept, what would it be?
Um, the concept that anything is possible,
Mm,
I would teach that concept. Like it's just your mind, how your mind works. Like I guess motivation. I don't know, like just believing in yourself. I would teach that concept.
okay. If 1 million people listen to only one of your songs, which song would you want it to be?
It would be a freestyle that I just came up with.
Like one in particular or one that you already did?
On the spot. I feel
Right
like if
now?
one, like, just, I don't know, like, when you ask me that question, ideally, I think of 1 million people. You said 1 million
Mm-hmm.
coming together and just listening to me at that moment.
That would be powerful.
Yeah, that's how, no other way. Hmm.
What are 2 albums that I this is how I normally ask it. What are 2 albums that I have probably never heard but should listen to?
I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever heard of these albums, but Brother by Black Keys, the Black Keys. Have you heard of that?
Um I don't I feel like maybe I listened to it like in middle school, but I definitely have not listened to it recently. So
So
that's a good
good.
one.
So good. Um Sound and Color, Alabama Shakes. Have you
Nice.
listened to that one?
Definitely not.
Oh,
Good
it's
one.
good. It's good. Okay. It's
Sweet.
good.
I will check those out maybe even tonight or probably
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Sound and Color, definitely. Oh, and the Black Keys. Oh my gosh. It's a soundtrack to a phase in my life.
Which phase?
Whew. Yeah.
A good phase?
Yeah, a really good phase because that album is good.
Nice.
That's a good album.
All right, Mary, this is my last question for you.
Okay.
So based on your research, your own personal experience, just everything you've
Mhm.
seen, what is the secret to becoming a famous rapper?
Lord. Sacrifice.
Ooh,
Yeah. You gotta sacrifice yourself. You can't just be out here being yourself. You gotta make choices. You gotta stick to the script. You gotta stick to the plan. You can't make detours. A lot of hard decisions. You gotta play politics. It's a lot of, saying yes when you really want to say no. You gotta sacrifice some years of your life to be in the forefront. So you gotta give up things, that might be family, that might be friends, people who don't understand what you're doing.
masturbation.
Consistency. Consistency. Just, you know, it's it's a lot that comes with it. And I don't know if people understand how tough that road is, how lonely it is, unless you've been able to build a situation where you control everything. But understanding that that too has limitations. We've seen our favorites, most successful people, fall victim to, depression, anxiety, very hard lives. When on the outside you would think they got everything. You know, what's the fuss about? But behind closed doors, they're dealing with a lot because they're sacrificing themselves.
Mm.
And that's a tough road. Not all can handle or deal with it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So if somebody gets to that point, how can they handle it?
I want to say it's really tough to say.
Yeah.
Just making sure that you have good people around you, which I know it's easier said than done.
Hmm.
But it's hard to say.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. So Mother Marygold, I really appreciate you talking with me today.
Oh, thank
And
you.
at the end here, I just want to give you a couple minutes if there's anything that you want to say that you haven't said thus far. I'll just leave the opportunity for you.
Just want to send love to anyone who's watching this. You know, don't be afraid to talk to people that love you about how you feel. We're all going through things. Um, so take your time. You're gonna get there. Believe in yourself. Don't listen to the negative people in your circle. Make sure you get them out of your circle and surround yourself by love. We manifest the things. We can manifest the things that we want within our lives. So if you want good people, you want success that aligns with yourself, don't be afraid to ask for it. That's it. I know people probably plug in their Instagrams or whatever here, but I'm just not gonna do that. I feel like you'll find me if you need to.
And it'll be in the description.
There you go.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a real pleasure, Mary, for real. That was a great
Same.
conversation.
Thank you. I loved it. I really appreciate your time and wanting to even talk to me. So thank you.
Yeah. I'm excited for Felt Right to drop.
Yes, I'll let you know when it drops.
Please do.
I feel like
If you got
I
a
have to
list or
drop it
something I
now.
can sign up for.
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp. I'll send it to you.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, thank you so much. Have a nice
Thank you.
Sunday night.
You too.
Are you
All
in
right.
New Orleans?
No,
Louisiana?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
nice
9
out.
o'clock.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Where are you? Are you in California?
Yeah, Oakland, California.
Hey, I love Oakland.
It's great.
I need to figure out like good food because when I went there, I had the worst time. And I'm like, I know this is not what Oakland's about. Okay. But I went to this amazing museum. What is it? Elena? ALAN? I don't know. But it was amazing. I loved it. It's just, Oakland just has this feeling. Ooh, I like it.
Me too. I'll be here
Yes.
another year. So if you ever come back,
I'll hit you up. Definitely.
we can get a burrito.
Oh, sounds good.
All right.
Real good.
Take care, Mary. Bye
You
bye.
too, David. Bye-bye.
Focus on love. Love what's in focus. Aim for above because the ceiling's bogus. Focus on love. Love what's in focus. Aim for above because the ceiling is bogus. Focus on love. Love what's in focus. Aim for above because the ceiling's bogus. Focus on love. Love what's in focus. Aim for above because the ceiling is bogus. I wanna lay down a never-ending road. We never go to